So not only America will end as a nation, but the entire world will end as we know it. Not only ending that nobody will ever live in this world ever again. No. It just means the whole population of this world will be reduced to a small population. But what will happen next if America finally ends? Because when the world, when the nation that led the world ends, the world began to struggle, right? But that is not what will happen. What will happen is that, in the Bible, it's already prophesied that there will be a kingdom. That kingdom, it will do 1,000 years. It will be the kingdom of Christ. Yes, the kingdom of Christ is almost here. And many people just don't understand. And when you say about the kingdom of Christ, many people think it's a myth and legends, right? Because they think of, okay, it's going to be in heaven, right? And heaven, nobody can see it because it's something we can see. Like you can see in Hollywood, it's a kingdom of the devil, like we know it. But is it something that we cannot see? We all can see that Hollywood is the devil. We all can see that Washington and Washington politics are the devil's kingdom, right? Like the kingdom of this world began with Egypt, then Babylon, then the Persians, and then after the Persians, we saw the Greeks come into the equation, and then it followed by the Roman kingdom. So the Roman Empire, as we know it, is still exactly the same kingdom today as we know it. We know the Roman fell, but they fell as an empire, a physical empire. But the spirit that led the kingdom is still alive. It actually became a kingdom again. It rise into the Catholic Church, that spirit. And the Catholic Church became like the Rome of today, right? And the Catholic Church filled the entire world as the Roman kingdom. So like you can see, the whole idea of kingdoms of the devil is not really something that is a myth. It's something that we can see today. Like you can see homosexuality has become everywhere, and you can see the Catholic Church have made every time, it has made the entire world to be like a chaotic place. But we can still see that the kingdom of the devil is not really a myth. It is not a myth. It is something that is actually real, something that we can see. And we all can see that America is part of that kingdom of the devil. If you can see and read Revelation chapter 13, you can see America right there. Like you can see America was that beast that spoke the first message of the beast. So as America become part of the Catholic Church, that beast that the Catholic Church used to promote its message of homosexuality and transgender, Hollywood, and everything else that comes with what the Catholic Church can offer. Because you can see the beast with 10 horns was the Catholic Church. And if you see in Revelation, the beast that rise after that beast, that spoke the message of the 10 kingdom, that beast was actually America. And the end of America it's all about to come to a fulfillment. But after America end, what will happen? We know that Revelation says the devil will be bound, because that spirit that used America, that spirit that used the Catholic Church, remember, there will be no churches anymore. All the churches all over the world will be banned, because from that time only Christ shall be the only God that will be worshipped, and the devil shall be bound. And because he shall be bound and put in prison for 1,000 years, that 1,000 years, it will be just a time where people will live in peace. There will be no fighting, there will be no war, there will be nothing. There will be even training to go to war, because it will be 1,000 years of peace in the world. People will be born and other will give birth. It will be 1,000 years. And like I tell you, there will be few people in this world, because the world is full of people who like to do evil, the people who like to do things that make God angry. And because the entire world will be filled with people who like to make God angry, God will revenge against them. Yes, God will revenge against them. And what God will do is to make every country to go to war against others. Every country will go to war against each other. And from that time, everyone will go to war with America. And America will be, because it is a nuclear nation, right here, there will be so much nuclear weapon dropped in this country that nowhere in this world, everyone will be against America. Everyone will gather together against America. And there will be war that no one has ever seen before. People will die all over the world. And only 30% of the world population today will be left. Just imagine, we have 8 billion people today, and 30% of that population will be left. Just imagine how many will be left. This is why you have to consider. There will be, just imagine there is only like 1 billion people, 1.5 billion in China, and 1.5 billion in India. And the entire world has the 5 billion. So there will be only 30 to 20% left of the people in this world. And that will be only like 1 billion people. 1 billion people left all over the world. That is how it will happen. But after that, what will happen is that the Lord will start his own kingdom. And that kingdom, there will be one king. And that kingdom will fill the entire world. All over the world, it will be one kingdom. The entire world will be one kingdom, led by one man. And that one man, his children and children, will go on to lead for 1,000 years. That is mean that one man will die, and then his children will take over, meaning his child will be the king, and then he will be the king after his father, and then after him there will be another king and another king for 1,000 years. And then after 1,000 years, the devil will be unbound, meaning he will be let free. And when he is let free, the old ideas that used to be the time of America and the Catholic Church, those ideas will come back after 1,000 years. And then the world will be divided again. Because that kingdom of Christ, when it is over and that 1,000 years is over, the nations will be divided again. Then they will start a war. They will start training for war again. And when they start training for war, they will go and start fighting. Then Christ will gather all, because his kingdom will be there. And right there will be battle between the devil, or between the kingdom that belong to the devil, and between the kingdom that belong to God. And from that time, the kingdom that will belong to God will win against the kingdom of the devil. And from that time, Christ will start judgment. It will be start of the judgment day of the entire world. So from that time, I don't know what will happen. I'm still empty from everything that will happen from that time. What I know is what I know now. So you have to understand that for you to start to imagine what will happen back into the future, put yourself in the shoes of that person, because you will be that person who will face all these things. Maybe in 1,000 years, you will not be there to face that war of Christ and the devil. I'm very sure you will be there when the kingdom of Christ begins, because I can estimate the years when that kingdom will begin. Because before America ends, there will be a place where God will prepare. And that place that God will prepare to bring his kingdom back, that place is in Africa. And I know people who will hear these things, they will be surprised, because many people say there is nothing that will come out of Africa. Africa is just empty. Africa is a place that nothing will ever come out. It's a poor place. It's a place of misery. It's a place of hunger, right? How can something come out of that place? But one thing that you don't understand, that Africa is a place of peace. Many people don't understand that. But look the animals. Look the animals in Africa. There is no place safer for animal in this world than in Africa. They can roam free. They can eat whatever they like. They can drink whatever they like. God provides everything for African animal for them to survive. It's a place of peace for an African animal. When an African animal go to Europe, it only live in the zoo. That is the reality of Africa. It's a place where everyone live in peace. It's a place where peace is still there. And something that many people don't understand, because you are poor, it does not mean God has left you. Because that is the assumption of people, that you are poor, and because you are poor, God is not with you. But you have to understand, Africa, the Millennium Kingdom that we call 1,000 years kingdom, was predicted by Daniel. Daniel predicted the Millennium Kingdom as we know it today. But that Millennium Kingdom, it was not predicted in Europe. It will not be in Europe. It will not be in America, Asia. No. That Millennium Kingdom, it will be in Africa. And many people, I know, they will be surprised. It will be like when the Pharisees says there will be nothing comes out of Galilee. There is no prophet that will come out of Galilee. What they did not understand, that in Nazareth, that is where Christ came from. And everyone was surprised. Christ, this great God who will be born to Israel came out of Galilee, and especially in Nazareth. They say nothing will come out of Nazareth. Nazareth is just poor and misery. Nothing can come out of Nazareth. But we all know that everything that we know today came out of Nazareth. There was somebody born in Nazareth, and that somebody was God coming to save humanity. His own blood, to come to provide blood for humanity to be saved. Remember, only blood can save humanity. This is why God wanted blood to be sacrificed. He wanted blood, but the blood of animal cannot save you. Only the blood of God himself can save you. So only the blood of God can save you. And God himself came out of heaven, and he was born in a virgin in Nazareth. And that God was from Nazareth. So you have to understand, the kingdom, the Millennium Kingdom, will be born out of Africa. It is not really a surprise that Daniel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, all these prophets wanted to live in Africa as a place that kingdom of Christ will be. But many people will not believe that, okay, Africa, there is nothing come out of Africa. And that is not something that everyone will expect. But let me tell you something. Nobody expected Judah or Jerusalem to rise again. Nobody. The Babylonians destroyed Jerusalem, and then they went, and for 70 years it was desolate. Nothing was there. Only jackals and all small animals, wild animals. That's the only thing that was left in Jerusalem. The city was desolate for 70 years. God brought back people from Babylon, and then what happened? It rised again until the Greeks came, and it became, part of the Greek kingdom, and then it became part of the Roman kingdom. So what we understand today is Africa is that place where people thought Nazareth was. Nazareth, nothing can come out of Nazareth. Just like today people say, nothing can come out of Africa. But the only thing I can tell you is that let us sit here and see. Because the sign that everything that I'm telling you is true will come to America. Something will happen to Donald Trump. And that will be the trigger of what will happen next. All the kingdom will end. America will end as a nation. And after America ends as a nation, because it will develop as we go, things will start happening. And then in 2025, as an estimation, that kingdom will begin, because things will start happening here in America. And God will begin to prepare a place in Africa for his people. So God will bring people all over the world, the people that he is sending himself. And those people will gather together in Africa, in that kingdom. And then God will begin a war against the world. And that war will be World War III. Nations will fight. And when nations fight, people will die. But the people of God will be safe in Africa. They will be safe there. And when they are safe there, the world will be left only evil people who are only prepared to die. For now, as we speak today, God already put a sign to every head. This person shall die, or this person shall be saved. If you are not prepared for you to be saved, you will not be saved. You are already put to death. God already prepared everyone in this world as we are living today. As I'm talking today, everyone have a sign to their forehead that this person will die or this person will live. God already prepared that. And from that time, God will already bring all those people who will be prepared to be saved. He will put them in Africa, somewhere in Africa. And those people will stay there, and then the kingdom will start rising from there. And here outside of Africa, the world will go to war. That will be World War III. And then after World War III, it will pass a few years, and then World War IV again. And World War IV will be even worse, because every billionaire who ever do anything stupid, whoever supported homosexuality, transgenders, whoever supported evil, all those people who ever start war and everything that is, if you ever do evil of any kind, if you ever take salaries and money away from poor, from people who are suffering, I'm telling you, you will not stay in this world. There are already a sign on you for you to go. Because maybe you can survive World War III, but you will not survive World War IV. Because World War IV will be the most vicious of every war that we ever seen. And I'm telling you, I saw it. Russia and America were fighting, and it was harsh. The Americans were tired. They could not fight. Okay? And one soldier of the American was telling me, we are tired. We cannot go on. And you don't know how much I wanted America to win, but they could not. They could not win because they were tired. They were already tired. They could not fight anymore. But when I saw the Russians, they were winning. They had strength. It's like somebody was pumping them with so much firepower. And you just don't understand how it was. I wanted America to win, but Russia was having so much energy. That energy can't seem to wear down. But when you seen American soldiers, they were tired. They did not even have weapons sometimes. And you were seeing America being destroyed. And at the end of the vision, I just saw Russia with its new weapon. And that weapon, I think I remember this weapon really well. It's a nuclear weapon. And that nuclear weapon, Russia was loading it. And I went to the American soldier because I kept jumping from one battlefield to another. And I went because from the American battlefield where the American were, where this soldier who Christ was already seen that he was a righteous man. So I kept talking to this guy. And this guy, I felt sorry so much. Remember, I felt sorry for the American because of this guy. He was a righteous man, but he was fighting on behalf of the American people because he was a soldier among the American soldiers. And I told him to leave. I told him to go, that Russia already prepared this weapon to strike America. And right there, so I began to see Russian soldier taking everything that they had. All the weapons, they began carrying all the weapons of the ammunition, and there was an ocean, and they began going into the ship, and it seemed like the war was ending. And then there was a big blast, a very big blast. That nuclear weapon that Russia was already preparing, it was dropped. It was dropped, and there was just a big ball of fire rising. You can see America, the big, absolutely big ball of fire rising back in America. And I was back across the sea, and the Russians were living in a ship. I'm telling you, I've never seen something like that before. If that is what is happen or what will happen to America, something that I know for sure, because the Lord don't lie. He doesn't lie. He showed the future before it happened, just like he showed the end of Babylon before with Isaiah and Jeremiah. But you can see the end of America as we know today. So don't put yourself in a position where you are one of those people. Be one of those people who will go across the river in Africa and live there when you are watching when God is destroying America. When God is destroying the world, you be one of those people who will be safe somewhere. Because what I can tell you, there will be no place in this world where the hand of God will not touch. There will be no place in this world. Nothing shall be left hanging. This world will go back like to nothing as we know it, but it will rise again. With the kingdom of Christ being in Africa, it will rise again. Remember, Africa has the mineral and the resources and the riches to build the new America. Don't think of yourself, don't think the way you think today, because Africa is poor, you think that is how it will be. No. The Lord already prepared Africa to rise. And the new America shall be built in Africa. Everything you know about America, if you want a cheeseburger, you can get it. Tacos, you can get it. Mexican food, you can get it. Africa shall be the new America. But it will be in the kingdom of Christ. There will be law. There will be order. There will be everything that we know today as America. But one thing that will not be there is the spirit of America. The spirit of homosexuality. The spirit of transgenders. The spirit of evil. The spirit of paying people so little when they are working hard. That spirit of Wall Street and stealing from people. The spirit of gambling. The spirit of making people miserable. The spirit of unfairness. That spirit will not be there. Because every political power that we have in Africa will fall. We have political powers in Africa that's already influenced by America. But that political power will end in Africa. Africa will be one as a kingdom, as one kingdom. And that is where you will understand that out of Africa, the kingdom shall rise to cover the entire world. Remember, Daniel says that stone that was hurled out of the mountain and came out and strike the feet of that image. That stone was a kingdom. And even Daniel said it was a kingdom of Christ. And that kingdom will come and strike the world. as we know it. Remember, the feet was America and Russia. If you remember the interpretation of it, remember, it was the feet of clay and iron. So the feet that was made of clay and iron. What is iron? Rome. And what is Rome? The Catholic Church. It's called the Roman Catholic Church. And what is clay? It's Russia. Remember that. And remember, I can say Russia and China, no. But remember that China is built out of the ideas that they got from Russia. Remember that? That it was Russia that helped China to rise. And it was the only country in this world that supported China. Russia was the only country in this world that supported China. The China Revolution, do you remember? Yes. Russia and China can go together, but it will be all Russia. And when that kingdom of Christ, that is that stone kingdom, will rise and strike the feet of that image, that is America and Russia, both of them will never be remembered ever again. America will never be remembered, and Russia will never be remembered, China, Europe, because that kingdom that will rise out of Africa will cover the entire world. For 1,000 years, nothing will be left ever again. Yeah, you can feel it. This is what we are waiting as people of the Lord. If you are up there waiting for the kingdom of the Lord already have its kingdom here, and He is preparing for people all over the world to come to live in that kingdom. There will be doctors, there will be nurses, there will be everyone you can find, businessmen, investors, everyone will the Lord will bring them all over the world and gather them in Africa. And there they will live. And we will all watch America and Russia and the Europe everywhere. My dear friend, I don't have anything to tell you again. But what I'm telling you is that listen to these things really well and begin to find out. Just pray, maybe. Because that is the only thing you can understand what I'm telling you, that is the truth. Because nothing else can happen other than what I'm telling you will happen. Dear friend, you need to remember to go to my Patreon page, because that is where many of this recording and many of these videos will be posted. Remember to go on my Patreon page, and you can see, maybe you can donate or you can do whatever you like. But one thing that you can understand is that everything about the Millennium Kingdom will be posted over there, not on YouTube, because YouTube is removing my videos. And I understand, YouTube is just part of the system of the devil, right? But hey, that is where I'm gonna post all the videos. If they remove it, I will create a website, and that website where I will post all my videos, my recordings, everything, they will be collected in one place where you can hear. Dear friend, I will meet you again in my next podcast. Goodbye.